My father followed me.
Excellent. So we're live now. Good full house here, so we'll bring this meeting to a start. First of all, we just welcome back, Jim. Great to see you. Good to have you back. Thank you. Good to be back. So, first item up on the agenda was the minutes that Sue put together. To read those. I thought they were detailed and great, as always, with a couple follow-ups. I thought were good. The rental for Tracy Lewis, what kind of contributions they were getting, and that's every 2-year event. We do this more than once a year. I think Tracy would have to answer that. Contribution you'd have to answer. I don't know what we charge on that. Is that our standard rates?
Standard rates, yeah.
Great event. I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't even know what all the standard rates are now. Changed in a while, so it's maybe next meeting we can get a list of all our rates.
They're listed in the fees. They're all listed on the city site.
There's going to be new fees.
New fees will be coming out.
Yeah, something's posted at the times, I guess. Yeah. About new fees.
They should be coming out here for
Right.
June, July 1st.
Okay,
Setting
so-
that council.
So what is the, how much money was raised for the fund through that single event?
I have to get the number of
Could you do that?
vendors. Yeah,
Thank you.
I've got to send out that bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good event. I wanted to you agree. Yeah. Okay, anyone else on the minutes? I'll make a motion, my second. Thank you. All in favor? All right. Okay, excellent. Okay, good. Visitors and communication, you don't really have anyone today. So we're gonna jump right into the media as part of everything, recording and upgrade.
We had our first meeting with the design build teams last Thursday.
Okay.
I have a walkthrough with them tomorrow. And so the project's starting to roll.
Yeah, did we get approval on the design build portion? Or are we still
I contacted them again. I know our contact Diane was out last week. A good family issue. Got a new granddaughter. Her son's the water plant. So we have an inside track.
so what's the schedule then?
The building schedule.
What's the schedule for getting approval and taking the first steps?
We've already taken the first steps.
Okay.
We're
The second step.
approval, right? Yeah, that will be kind of approved. And then we're at the mercy of
Okay.
USDA.
So I'm curious on the upgrade. I did look at the materials that were forwarded and they're helpful, but they actually read like promotional brochures for all of the various contractors. So, I mean, I'm glad to know what the backgrounds of these individuals are, but the actual scope of the project was summarized in a very brief bulleted statement. And what I'd like to get is a description of those specific bulleted statements. For instance, there's one line that says something like expanded ADA accessibility for the basement. Terrific, but what does that mean? So I'd like to have an expanded description of the specific activities that are listed, not necessarily resumes for all of the various potential contractors. Do you have that?
That's what we're working on.
Okay.
So as I see it, we're trying to get the design build going just to expedite the whole process. And once, if they approve that, then you can pick a contractor to go with. At that point,
The contractor's already picked.
Okay.
REARC is going to be the contractor.
Okay.
That's the whole point of the design build.
Or a complete quote job.
Right.
It's a complete quote job, then you have to go out and get 3 quotes.
You do.
Right, so if they say you can do a design build, we go with REARC. If they come back and say We don't need that. You have to have an architect do complete scope of plans and all that.
We have French Freeman.
Yeah.
Already lined up for that part.
Right.
But I believe my reading on it is they said design build is okay.
Okay.
They just, last thing is they wanted to see the packet.
Okay.
From
So who is managing this process? Are you the sole person who manages
right
this
now.
process?
I believe
Okay.
we're gonna have to get a project manager.
Okay, and what does that entail? What does that entail? How will that happen?
Probably we'll have to go out, put out an RFP on it.
So REAC wouldn't have that?
Okay.
USDA wants a third party
Yeah.
overseeing it.
Usually you have, like, recently involved in the USDA project, and had to hire an independent third party project manager for this. And there's some people, we even reach out to, some of the, like, Prairie, what's the group, Prairie Development might have a contact or some. I know people have used, there's a former executive of that, organization who does project management for projects and stuff
Yeah.
like the USDA, so there's people out there who do it.
Yeah, it's just another layer of oversight.
And I totally know that they're out there. I guess my concern, and perhaps you're picking up on this, is that I'd really like to have a solid sense that things are moving forward at a pace that makes sense for the building and the schedule that we have.
We're trying. We're trying. That's what we're doing right now. We're actually kind of going ahead and hoping, praying for forgiveness instead of waiting for permission. Because we can't wait much longer.
Back up, said it before, but your general construction window right now is from what to what?
April 1st to November 1st is the time frame I gave them. There's a possibility we could start. The last event is I believe the 23rd, Trappers. We could start as soon as that event's over, we can get started, but and then we gave November 1st, and we're keeping the building open through the craft fair.
Yeah.
For
So-
any overruns. Yes, your Norwich game is on hold until we can.
You read my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on hold.
It's on hold until we.
We actually have two possibilities from Norwich University. The one we've had for the last 3 or 4 years. And then there's some gig that Norwich is host with Castleton, Thomas College from Maine, and somebody up, and they would do it. It's on a rotation basis. They want to come to the auditorium and play that thing. But again,
When is it? Is it December?
it better be in December,
Yeah,
right?
if it's in November, we're probably
Can't
gonna
do
have
it.
to say no
Okay.
right now until we get some kind of hard time schedule and
When is the construction
start.
project ever come in on time?
Well, that's just it.
Really?
Most of them I've been involved with have,
Really?
but you always leave yourself a buffer on the other end.
Okay.
Because I've seen projects that they were putting floor tile down while we're moving students in. So,
My experience is a little bit different than that. We have a couple of projects going on now that we were supposed to be done a few months ago. We're still waiting to get it kicked off. Not on our end, but the architects and the engineers
Yeah.
are very slow right now. And
yeah, and that's,
so we're gonna come to November 1st and be halfway in this and still need 3 more months to complete. That is my fear.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that Bear City has a new electrical systems inspection process in place. And that
we have the electrical inspector that's actually inspecting the electrical. Yes, we do.
so that it takes time, and that I've gotten some feedback from some people in the field who say that the timing and getting things inspected is actually almost twice as long as they anticipated. So things like that, as you look at this schedule, what's realistic based on the responsibilities of the various people involved in this project?
When they'll come out with their building schedule. They'll schedule all the different subcontractors. The electrical, maybe a good chance they can probably start beginning of the cycle.
I
Or
have to
they
run
have
it
to wait.
first anyway, so. They'll definitely be there first. I mean, they should be, and then construction and whatever needs to be demoed, and
Yeah.
we can all work together on that.
And if I have to, I think I can pull some strings with Art to get him up here to inspect it.
Yeah, but I think the state's gonna supersede that anyways,
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Yeah. The state's gonna send their own anyways, and the city really doesn't have a say. I mean, they do, but they don't.
Right.
So, my experience with building is that a lot of it depends on the contractor. And he sets the schedule and he gets his subs, and if he does it correctly and he's on top of things, then you got a chance of being on time. But if you get a contractor that doesn't do that well, then you got problems. And Sue's question about what does the details of this thing mean? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume the design build, when I start the design process, it's gonna come up with what they're gonna do for handicap places and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna get the detail of exactly what they plan to do.
Right.
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna approve it, whatever.
Yeah,
and say,
we need to-
that's what we want, and that's not what.
Right, but how are you making decisions? It just feels like there's sort of this kind of squishy aspect right now that you're gonna make a decision, but what is it based on?
It's gonna be based on what the contractor
Okay.
comes up with for a design,
Right,
I think.
okay,
And what we can afford.
And what.
and what we can
fits the
afford.
budget.
And afford.
Well, the USDA is the overseeing, they have their own, I just forewarn everybody, like,
Yes?
with the Doge, suddenly working with USDA when people disappeared.
Uh-huh,
And then the government shut down, and then the USDA, so there are less people, and
yes.
so there's a whole other aspect to this of having
Hurry up and wait.
people that are overseeing this and holding purse strings and having
Yes.
to say, so there's reality, this could probably be pushed off another year, right? I mean, because I just think,
Yeah.
and I hope I'm wrong, but just dealing with them, just took 3 months to get a response from USDA on one question, so dealing with money on the project, so it's like, you just forewarned that, especially when jobs were eliminated this year,
Yeah,
that was,
I would agree with that. I mean,
One of the best things you gotta go in here is the contractor that you pick here, because he's got a schedule that he's gotta be on. He's not gonna be trying to waste any time getting it done so he can get on to his next project too. So I think that's a positive point there.
we gotta get the money issued, then we gotta get the drawings, gotta get quotes on, what the scope of work, how much it costs compared to our budget. And they gotta get engineered, then they gotta get quotes on that, if they figure those stairs, they gotta go out and get 3 prices for that, see who's research isn't gonna do the actual work on those. So there's a ton of work, so I think that, I don't want to estimate, but there's a good chance that there's not gonna get done this year, I would say. So hopefully USDA can get going, if they can't go with this year, we might need to have sort of a contingency, because the heater, I don't know how the boilers are going. We've been for about 3 years in a row now. We're like, okay, this is last year. That goes back when you were still here. So there's a lot that has to get done here. So to sum it up though, Tom, we're waiting for USDA to approve the project.
They wanted to look at the contractor packet that we picked. So I sent them all the stuff for REARC.
Yeah.
And that,
They have to say, okay, move forward. They have to bless it. Basically.
yeah, they're getting their blessing, but we gotta get
REARCH is not necessarily doing any drawings or any.
there. I believe we're starting on that now.
one last quick question. Is there any way that the locker room part, if locker rooms there's enough money to do the locker rooms, like create full locker rooms, or is that, you think that's
That is why I'm holding on to the civic center improvement money. So if we can't fund them through one of the 2 grants, I want to fund them through that. So that while we're in the building tearing it up, we get what we want.
So
But I want to hold on to that money.
That would be great.
That's why I'm holding on to that money.
That's something to get done. I mean, obviously the electrical and the ADA.
So we go from 2 to 4 locker rooms.
Yes.
We go from 3 to 6.
Like officials room.
The officials' locker rooms are asking for 2 because they now have
Long-term holding VPA events here, not just basketball, but others, having those multiple teams.
Yeah.
sporting events.
Yeah, it would be a huge,
Yeah.
huge.
And you're gonna lose a little space probably for other kind of events or whatever, but we know that. I mean.
Looking at it, I think what we have down there now, we can probably make everything work.
In the space that they're in now.
In that hallway.
There's some dead space.
Yeah.
There's some dead space. We have, looks like it was a locker room at one time that we now took over as storage and utility room.
Yeah.
But I think between using some of that dead space, reducing like the size of the showers, because I don't think any teams use showers anymore. You know, they all shower in a can and out they go because the bus is going home. So we can save some room there. I'm thinking we can get all of that down there, plus have a closet for our custodial stuff.
It's a very big area.
It's a huge area, and there's a lot of space that we can.
And what Rearch is gonna do, the only problem with it is, and I hope it can happen, because that's the way I always wanted that to happen, but is egress, if we start taking out hallways and stuff like that.
No, there's two corners that are kind of recessed.
Yeah.
That add space to the hallway, but it does not add space to the exit.
As long as you can pass those things, I mean, that's.
Yeah, we can.
I'm all for it.
I think we can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Great. All right.
Did anyone hear the new term just then? Shower in a can?
Yeah.
I mean, that's good.
That's no to me, I agree.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
What is it?
Shower in a can. The boys take out the axe spray and go.
They hit the right.
And they
button
walk
and they
out.
Put on their clothes and go home.
God, that's not.
Shower. That's good. I love
Italian
that.
shower.
I always call
We
it
call it,
Italian.
that's what Italian shower. I was gonna say.
And
I didn't dare to say that.
Without water.
Right. Shower.
Shower in a can.
It's how it works these days.
I hang out with a different shower crowd.
It's a generational thing.
I guess
It could be a gen- Can't say that one either.
Yeah.
It's a James thing.
Yes. Okay, so as far as the upgrade, we really are in somewhat of a holding pattern. I do think we start thinking about contingencies. I mean, what do we do if this project is slow to go off? That's a very narrow window. Is there anything that we have to push forward to get done this year? What are we gonna make it another year? Don't know.
We don't.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you're gonna delay some of it till next year, maybe do some of it this year and some of it next year. And
Boy, it'd be hard to, it's, costs would go up if we say we're gonna do this portion now and that portion next. It would be tough to swallow, but the emergency things would have to take care of.
The only plus side is we were only losing basically October revenue from practices.
If we're done with November first. Worst
Right.
case scenario, we started and then it gets delayed and then.
Right, we got- but As far as revenue generated by that building, April, May, June, July, August, September is minimal.
Yeah, all the basketball, the tournament.
All the basketball is all done, so we're just, our loss of revenue is minimal. If we push it back another year.
Those months that you have the low rentals, that's why we were looking at air conditioning to get those other months.
Yes.
If we could get more income.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you describe just very briefly how money moves on the two grants? So
Slowly.
just, is it an invoice-based relationship? Or
We-
is it something that is provided upfront?
We have
40%?
One
a lot?
of the grants, the MERT grant, has given us some upfront money.
Okay, like 40%? What are we talking about?
That I'd have to
Okay,
beg off onto Janet Shatney.
okay.
She's my administrative help with grants.
Right.
She's very familiar with them.
Okay,
But MERP has given us money up front for community hardship because of the floods.
Okay.
So we do have some money up front that we can use on that portion of it. Then we'll have to, I'm assuming we're gonna have to, for USDA's, we're gonna have to front the money.
Okay, I would love to know more about that. Thank you.
Is that an issue fronting the money, or do we need to get?
I think we can probably find it.
Yeah, it's a small project in many ways, but there's a lot of steps to this.
I know.
Use terrible. I think USDA is dealing.
Mhm.
Government generally does not move quickly.
Just because they don't like you, John. maybe
But nothing to do with me. I'm not even, well, it's not my project. I'm outside.
Right. It's, we're pushing a big rock uphill right now. Okay, anything else on the auditorium? Upgrade anybody? Okay. Next item up, a brief discussion. We touched on this last meeting, and that's just the long-term facility health. Obviously, you know, the auditorium project would be fantastic. That would take care of a lot of things for the long term. We talked about the VOR needs significant.
I put out a rough list of stuff out there on the table. Of things that we have on the various buildings.
So City Hall, obviously windows, doors, part of them. That is the City Hall all part of the project that,
Some of it is, that's part of the MERP project. We got 250,000 set aside for down there.
Okay.
We're hoping to take care of like the windows, the doors, the controllers, some lighting upgrades.
yeah. Okay,
A lot of that I'm hoping to get done with the MERP money.
right.
That again, we got to wait to find out how much we have to spend on new windows.
Yep.
Because of the historical nature of the building.
Yep.
And if they allow us to upgrade them and keep the look, or if we actually have to use the old rope.
Yep.
Ballast.
Wow. That would be antiquated.
Yeah.
The fire alarm, I thought had some work.
The fire alarm is we can't find anybody to do it. We got no bidders. We got a bidder.
Benoit, or anything like that.
What's that?
Benoit, have you?
Benoit was the one that gave us a bid 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
And they gave us another one and it's $400,000. And
That's just incredible. You can't get something to do.
the big thing, what they were saying is, we just asked them, come in and install one. We don't have a plan, a design for them. So I'm sure there was some money in there for designs. And if we pay someone to design a fire alarm system for us, then we can probably go out and get some other bids, but we're gonna have to pay for that.
So City Hall has some issues that we gotta get. Now, the VOR, obviously, we talked about the roof is a very significant ticket. The floor is a very significant ticket. Locker rooms, we've been dealing with forever. They've never changed. It's a little bit more of a wish list than the roof and the floor.
Right.
Overhead doors would be good. Exterior door, we put one door in.
We got one door in, we like it. We're probably gonna change out the other front door with the exact same thing.
Look at potentially some sort of keypad or some sort of lock system, maybe.
We could.
That's what I done last time, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea. It's now it's.
Didn't we agree to pay for the keypad system on the door? The funds you're trying to save.
I'm going to save.
Right. I really don't, especially if it's one door, we talked about it, if it was all the doors, that's one thing, but if we had one door that had sort of a keypad lock system on it, I don't think that would be a huge ticket. And it might be nice to, you guys have a late practice or something, here's, 4722 or whatever to get in. Can be changed if needed, and a lot of them kind of track who comes in too, so that, some breaks in it. Trigger lock, they use his code, that.
Can we get a price on the keypad system for the one door, just to find out?
Yeah, I think that's available.
Well, I mean, that's.
Well, we talked about the locksmith would know that or be able to give us an understanding of what.
Yeah, just if we get an idea of what it costs, and tell them, I know you want to save in every nickel, and I don't blame you. That you can, but and the same thing about the locker room sizes. I mean, if we could get a cost of what it would cost to expand those 4 locker rooms, I guess it is.
We had a local contractor stop.
Yeah.
And me and Nicholas walked with him a couple months, well, about 6 months ago now.
Okay.
And talking this exact topic. And
Did
he was gonna come back with, prices, and
Yeah.
Nothing.
never came back. So I don't know if he got too busy or if he,
What was the local contract?
Yeah, it wasn't-
Was it Paul?
no, it's a property manager. I can't remember his,
That's, the property manager guys, they're,
no, it's not
Browning?
it's not
Stone
Stone Brownings. No, it's another one. They take care of a couple rental properties that we've been having discussions with.
I guess my suggestion would be if we could contact the lodgiances on the walls or whatever to see what it would cost to come up with an estimate of what it would cost to expand those locker rooms out. And to me, we need to have those kind of figures to call it a shovel-ready project or whatever the heck you want to call it, if we're ever, if an opportunity for a grant or anything comes along, if we got those things. So, the locksmith price and if we could get a price to expand those locker rooms. I mean, those locker rooms were built by volunteers.
Yes.
If
The
you want
locker room size is a little bit of a bigger deal. The keypad would be a simple one with
I mean, either one would be a simple one if you just ask the right contractors, whatever, if they come up with something.
So
We're no better than I do. I think it's that big a deal for a contractor. to say
Yeah.
something that was-
Yeah, new front door on the
Kenny
right
Rank's
side.
pretty sharp in that area.
Nice.
He's very committed to.
the vice grip.
The vice grips are gone.
We're doing it.
And
A good one there.
We
He's a mason.
He's a-
we were trying to work with the men's hockey team
He's small.
league, the Thursday night
Doing a
league,
lot of commercial work.
about having it,
Yeah. I mean, I'm
getting
not saying you
people
can't do
to
it,
lock up
but you need to have somebody.
so they could have their second late night game.
Come up with an estimate.
Nothing.
And if
None
he
of
can
them
do
would
it, I think
contact
that's
us
great. I don't have a problem with that.
about being
Well, I certainly can.
the guy to lock up.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the hope of that. If you got one locked,
Yeah, the bigger boys aren't gonna
whoever can press a button on their phone.
Oh, they will if they're local
So you wouldn't
contractors
be
for the
we're
local
gonna have to be here.
facilities.
But I'm not getting up at 10:30 to lock you
Yeah,
up.
I mean, I'm not saying get rid of it.
I know
You can check with anybody. Anybody can ever come in.
I know, but I'm kind of a little hesitant.
Exterior of the building.
I like to have control of it because when I got here, we had no control.
And you're gonna hold those
I know,
walls
no.
up. And walls were put there
So
because of the basketball court, tennis courts. We, couldn't go beyond that because of VOR. Now, it's out the window, the girls built their locker room and it's out in that space. So that, to me, there's no issues of what you can or can't do.
So the VOR.
you guys have a key. He's got. Paul's got a key.
For $1.5 million. It's gotta be discussed, is what is the future of VR? It's $1.5 million is a lot of money to come up with to fix this, I love VR. And I wanna do it, but that's gotta be, the city's gotta have on that one. because
What's that? Excuse
The
me.
VOR, I mean, you're talking probably $1.5 million to get that up to speed. Is that a fair statement?
Oh, it's $500,000 plus for the roof. It's probably $1.2 million for the floor.
Right.
And then
And you still got a building was designed not to be enclosed, it's enclosed, and then slowly sprawling away, so they.
right, you've got it's basically 3 buildings that are all kind of cobbled together. They're all moving in different directions.
Right, so the cities, and I mean, this is not like 20 years down the road either. This is coming up pretty quick.
The roof is in the capital plan for next summer.
Yeah, okay.
The floor is
It could be whenever it fails.
I think that's why I said the step back question has to be, we're gonna spend all this money into this building. Is there a bigger discussion to have, because what do we get when we do that? We still have this really old building that's had these problems and we're spending all this money. Should we be looking to do something different?
Regional,
Yeah.
because Berlin's looking to build one. And
Yeah.
it just got shot down.
Yeah, it got shot down.
He was here last meeting and basically, I think he's throwing his hands up and said, forget it.
Yeah, they
And
want
they're
to build
building-
the building now.
You keep talking about regional. We can't talk to anybody or anybody talk to us to get together on anything. So I mean, it's either the city does it alone and that's gonna be a lot of
City
money.
town.
Huh?
City and town.
No, city.
You think you can get both of those working in the same direction?
Well, I'm a believer of, anyway, you gotta try. And like this building, if you're gonna throw 2-3 million in this building, you still have the antiquated building that's not set up versus what would it cost, and maybe work together and to think the future. And just, I hate to throw 2 million at a building, then we have all these problems.
It's a very big discussion
Yeah.
that, the city council is gonna have to really tackle, the city's gonna tackle in terms of what to do with it. Sounds like they're moving forward with the roof and stuff like that.
I mean, you gotta fix it. You gotta maintain the building area. I mean,
The,
regardless.
the
And they
roof,
could always use it for other stuff anyway.
Right.
If they
the
start-
roof we have to do, or we're not gonna use what we have.
Right.
The floor is something that could happen down the road. We know it's tender, we know it, but right now, it's still working.
Yeah.
We don't have that 1.2 million that's gonna shut us down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on a little bit, fire
Well,
ammonia.
sorry, just real quick. You mentioned the roof next summer. Is that 2027?
Uh,
2026.
27,
Okay.
FY 27,
Yes, okay, thank you.
so,
And then it's got a fire ammonia alarm system.
Yeah, we gotta
So
get that.
there's some work on that.
Excuse me, Jeff, when did that get put in originally? That there's an alarm for both, right? Fire and ammonia.
yes.
Fire was there before, then we added the ammonia,
That was recently, right?
like 4 years ago, 5 years
And we
ago.
have to replace that already?
It's not working.
Yeah, it
And
goes off
it's-
randomly.
It's not
I just don't understand.
so,
Okay, moving forward, just keep this rolling a little bit. DOR, we know, we have had some discussions on it, there's a lot of work to be done. The PSB building, overhead doors, is there money for that?
that's probably gonna have to come out of my operating budget. We've got 4 more rooftop units to replace once the new budget comes in. We've got some masonry repairs. And it is our newest building, but it is 20 years old. So it's now starting to need, some flooring upgrades, some paint, just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm big on that with buildings. You gotta continuously improve. Otherwise you'll-
and there's looking at some, reprogramming portions on the police side.
Yeah.
Getting rid of some unused cells, adding some more interview rooms more often.
Yeah.
So that's coming up.
There's some work on that one.
Yeah.
Pro.
Yeah.
Facilities like ours in Burlington, could just get managed to the ground.
I have a quick question here. I understood that there were some flood-related issues with this building, a few years ago. Have those issues been?
Oh, they've been the flood repairs are all done.
There was a drainage.
Now,
Drainage from coming off the hill in
Okay.
the back. And
All right.
it's been all fixed.
that's been taken care of, yeah. And they recently put a emergency service road around the back up to the old school
Because they couldn't leave,
because they couldn't get out.
right?
Yes.
Whoops.
Yes.
Well, it's just out of the floodplain.
The problem is, once you leave.
You have to go through the floodplain to get out. But they just put that in this fall and they can get the equipment out of it.
That's
So-
great. Thank you.
We lost a fire truck on one.
I know, it's all coming back. Very, yeah.
All right, moving ahead, with the odd work, again, boilers, windows, doors, bathrooms, locker rooms, the kitchen, electrical panel, lights, bleachers. fire alarm, and, there's a sewer line that needs to be replaced.
That's the first, I think, that's sewer line, is that?
I've been like that for years.
There's a sewer line, I guess my understanding is it backed up a couple years ago during the tournament.
There's a collapse in the line down here in Cemetery. There's a partial collapse.
I mean, that's a
City, you gotta dig it up and replace it.
That I don't know.
That is a question for the other baker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a sewer line that's been collapsed, where's the sewage going in some areas?
They're not sure how bad it is. They came up with a camera.
I think it's roots.
It's roots probably.
Roots got in there and are partially blocking it.
I think when
It happened once during the basketball tournament and then during the gun show.
Yeah, they do have.
So they have drones.
Yeah, they go down, they
Yeah.
Yeah.
back here, they actually cut.
Right.
those.
Yeah, or they can go in and reline it like they did
Yeah.
Yeah.
just by the beverage barrel.
Okay.
What about the overhang coming into the auditorium that needs to be scraped and painted? Is that,
Great.
do you see that happening?
I would like to.
That would be huge if that can happen next year.
Mm.
You know, you walk into the buildings, first thing you see, it's been for.
Talk about doing it
But-
with in-house personnel or contracting it out would be my question.
I'm gonna probably have to say contracting it out because
This topic has come up before.
Oh, yes.
Scraping, but preserving the historically important materials, not repainting.
that would be
Okay.
my ultimate goal. It would be to get it cleaned up.
Copper underneath,
It probably is grass,
right?
but somebody
You
has
looked
not,
at that, right? Didn't you take a look at that and it is?
It appears to be brass based on the color, based on the coloration. I'm gonna go with brass because it's still copper. Now would have been that green like your shirt. This is just looks like
Right, but those tiles would have to be taken down, right, chemically stripped and put back up. But that would be a huge.
it would look
issue, but that's-
spectacular.
it would look exactly.
Yeah,
Great.
well,
Let's
it
have
looks-
that on the
it looks
list.
pretty rough right now. That's been on the list.
Yes.
But after
A while.
10 years.
Okay. And then this building, upgrading the flooring up here in this floor, AV upgrades, installing the emergency command center across the hallway. And, again, tying this fire alarm in with the odd and getting it entirely up to code.
Okay, and the roofs in here are all good, they're sealed and
2008, I think,
the lifespan of
25, 30.
Yeah.
I did both of these at the same time, the odd and this one.
So we don't see, I mean, the BOR has some long-term huge projects to do. You know, we're taking care, hopefully, of the odd a little bit with all.
And I'm hoping a lot of this list comes off for the odd with that project.
But in terms of real other significant structural issues, nothing really on your radar besides what's here.
Back on the odd, the lights, there seemed to be an issue with the lights during the solstice, all the fluorescent lights.
There's something with the switch.
Because they had it baked to stay on, but the lights wouldn't, they flicker every now and then and stay
Yeah.
off. It was, I thought, kind of dark on the floor.
No, it wasn't on the floor that we had so much.
So much up in
the
Balcony.
Yeah, well, the balcony was completely dark.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised the difference for those, there was like 8 or 10 fluorescents over the court.
Those lights that we were talking about when I was up here yesterday, they're on, they're working, but
Yeah.
they're certainly an issue, something that we gotta get. It can't be a Band-Aid thing.
I
It's
mean,
gotta be something that.
Yeah, because we had about 6 weeks before tournaments.
That's right.
Are those lights part of the potential
Mhm.
auditorium
Yes.
upgrade?
Yep.
Okay. And my other question is, we talk about the roof over the entrance, is the steps in the front part of the auditorium upgrade?
Mm, I don't think so.
Because that was like $100,000 deal. Fix the steps, I mean. Okay.
That was fix them or.
That sounds like a
Take them out.
complete pull off and rebuild.
Like Cal Canny's would Yeah, they did it at City Hall, take them off.
Yeah.
Redo the foundation, put the,
I think Calcanis told you one time, 100,000, give or take.
between 80 to 100,000.
Yeah, so.
Now, is that,
Was 80, then it's 100 now.
is that just a concrete set of steps with the granite sitting on top of it, or is it just concrete stringers?
I think they're gonna do, they're gonna take the granite off, fix the base that's on there now,
Right.
and then reset them.
It's concrete under there, I mean.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go on, there's a storage room.
You go in the storage room
You
down there,
can
you
see
see the
it.
concrete steps.
Yeah.
But they
Complete concrete
they
steps.
have to do that on any building that has granite steps every 15 years. I mean, they just don't stay there forever.
There's also something, I see it in my own building, which is driving me nuts. There's something awful about, we use caulk to fill in certain gaps. The caulk gets weakened by all the salt substances that are applied during the winter. And
You got
then
the same
somebody,
thing over there.
yeah, somebody doesn't go and caulk for the second season, third. And so it just keeps receiving water and expanding. And so I think part of the problem is that somebody hasn't gone out with a caulk gun for a while.
Probably. Yeah, that's
Probably.
That's how it works.
But I
That's
guess
how it works.
I'm suggesting that the steps should be put on the auditorium list.
Yeah.
You know, with the autumn does, is we kind of have a priority of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna, our funds will stretch them down as far as we can go.
It needs to be on the list, that's all.
You know, I agree, it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so building health is, this is pretty good analysis of it, I think. The VR is the biggest financial concern. The other ones, you know, as soon as we get the odd moving, that would be great. We'll get that going. And the other one just got to keep checking that. I will say it's, you know, a lot of good things have happened over the last year or two in terms of make this place look good, and that's really nice to see. Okay, anyone else? Any questions on that? No, okay, let's move on. This is simple, you know, civic center project. We talked about like the, you know, the volleyball, the sword. You know, Matt reached out to me with the DOR signage. We talked about that a little bit. We looked actually at like the RFPs that the city puts out, put one together on that one. You know, this is a project, I don't know if we, you know, we've talked about it before. A lot of the rinks you go in have a picture of a hockey player and a figure skater and like right on the front, some sort of big DOR signage. We don't really have that. I think it would look nice. I just wanted to put that on the table in terms of what do people think of a project like that.
I think it's a good idea. I think you just need to get prices on all this stuff. And then if you got that price in your pocket, whether it's this year or next year or this week or 10 years from now or whatever, you got a figure that you can work with. I mean,
Yeah, you know, that's why I put together that RFP. I can send it to everyone here, so you can take a look at it, but it's pretty simple. You know, we want someone to design and install some sort of signage. This isn't my area of expertise, so I sent it to Charlie and, you know, Tom, you'd be able to look at it and give some
I
more.
think a lot of those are pretty simple. They just have
Yeah.
it cut out, whether it's some plastic or something, a single color thing, and they just bolt it into the building.
Exactly.
I don't think it's a lot of structural stuff. It's lightweight things. It's pretty easy and straightforward. I don't see it be a big ticket item.
who doesn't?
I couldn't answer. I mean, you know, I think it'd be above like a Chris Ford. I don't think he could touch that.
You know,
I'm sure there's people that specialize in that kind of stuff though.
well, that's what I mean. I'm saying, I think it's a good idea. Just need to get somebody that, you know, that has the capabilities of doing it. And
Yeah.
he says it's $1,000.
It's not one of these that we would like to copy. Where is it? Essex?
Essex has a good one that you can see. From
The one
pretty far
over to
away.
Norwich?
no.
No.
All we have at Norwich is the
Would you have
letting.
to have a event up in Essex? You could take a picture of that or?
Yeah, I could pretty easily take a picture of it and like put it on that RFP as an example.
Yeah.
There's a big, it's actually like a figure skater, which I wrote in the RFP, like we want a sign that shows this is an ice skating facility and a turf facility, you know, to kind of represent the year-round nature and use.
Hockey,
Yeah.
lacrosse,
Baseball.
field baseball, it's footballs in there. I mean, so I agree, it's icing and turf, and that would be a nice.
I think the challenge that this is like, what is the capacity for the city to put this out? What's the process for the city to put this out? Like, Tom has like everything happening with the odd going on right now. And like, I'm happy we got a new door on there. That's great. The building is more secure now. That's awesome. But it's like, I want to, that's why I put together that RFP to make it simple as possible. If we send this to the city and they can just put it on their website and process any bids that come in, great. And I'd love to be a part of that, but I don't know the process.
Just totally, I know it's something that we can do.
Right.
We can recommend it, we can do it. I would assume that Tom would have to put in the RFP out there. I don't know if you, for a simple project like this, if you have to go through the city.
It will depend on,
$5,000, right?
I can authorize up to 5. Nicholas can go to 25.
Right.
Anything over that has to go to council.
But if it's an unknown cost, could you put off a RFP out there and get the cost?
Well, yeah, you can put on an RFP. That's what the,
Determine what cost is and up the ladder to whoever.
right. And, if we can even go up the ladder,
Right.
if there's the money. If the money's not there, there's no sense going up the ladder.
I agree, but as Art is getting at, sometimes you just gotta know what the price is. I have no idea what the signage over thing. I can't believe.
And
it's a
then
really big
what, again, you have to be, what are you gonna ask for? Are you asking just for like big lettering up there or signage? Or are you looking to have
Yeah, looking for-
cutouts for every single sport we can have in there?
Then it goes up.
Then it starts going up significantly for like each one.
I think there can be a simple cutout that represents this is like a year-round thing, and then it's just a BOR ice and turf arena or something like that. Like, and I would, we can send this to you, Tom, for your feedback too. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this cost looks like it's going to be a lot more than what we want. Let's try something simpler.
Yeah.
Some of the I never thought about this until I was looking at some of those older pictures of the BOR that you had shared too, and that I've seen in the office in there. It said Barre Outdoor Recreation or something like that right across the side here, and that looked really nice. I think
That was before they added the addition on.
Exactly.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So that's sort of the inspiration for it. It's like, dang, we had this. If we still have those letters, we might as well put them up. I don't know.
Those are probably long.
Well, if we're kindling one.
Well, hey, it's something,
Yes.
Plastic, you can't burn it.
So moving this idea forward, let's take a picture of a couple other ones. You're out there on 6, just let's get a picture. Let's kind of brainstorm it a little bit. We'll talk about it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, anyone else got any other projects that they want to talk about?
So John and I need to meet at some point in the next few weeks. I've collected the information, you've collected it. We'll have something to report some other time.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
I apologize, I am going to have to leave in just a few minutes,
Yes.
okay? Yeah.
So we won't talk about anything important, so there'll be no additions to the meetings.
No, whoever would like to take minutes, because I have a stacked schedule today, so if anyone would like to continue at this point with their own minutes, that would be great. Just send them to me. Okay,
Excellent.
okay. Could I send the card, please?
I jumped at once.
So we have a card.
I did it for 3 years, I think.
What do you want to write on it?
Uh,
Who do we send it to?
Well, who did the actual,
Bernie was involved. This is for
Okay.
the for
so
scoreboard.
Oh, okay. Yep.
what we could do is leave the top half blank for a message to Bernie that you write. And I'm just gonna
wait.
say-
No,
I sent out
no.
No, this is,
That's not, that's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, excuse me.
All right, so this is a thank you to, okay, so I guess here's the question. You could write a message even on this top half, and then we just sign, thanks so much, or something like that, all of us committee members. What does that
What's the
sound?
top and which one's the bottom? You point to the top.
Okay, and I know, I have.
What is, and everybody just sign it on the bottom, and then I can
Here's the thing.
write it on the top.
Okay,
Take care of the.
all right, that's
We'll
good.
follow your
Okay.
dates to wherever you sign.
All right.
Follow your lead.
Lindy's donation.
What's that?
Is that
This
the
is Lindy?
Lindy's
Yeah,
session
yeah.
donation?
Yeah, it's just a thank you.
Lindy.
Oh, well, we finally got back up done, okay.
Okay, so this is what I do,
Yeah.
just a tiny,
My name, photo,
just,
Yeah.
okay. I don't want you to abscond with my ink pen, I have to take that with me.
Okay, so we'll move off of that. And Jim, we're on to your report.
All right, good morning all. Now for some good news. About a week and a half ago, through the help of persons sitting around this table, namely Paula Dolan and Bernie Allen and several other people, Red Griggs, Bob McLeod, Dave Noyce, Jay Betts, we hosted the third annual Winter Solstice basketball tournament, pretty much to packed houses, both the night, Friday night, and all day Saturday. Well received. Most of those schools are asking when are we going to do it, when we come back, and so on and so forth. Some of us are thinking we might tinker with that a little bit, but the end result was that the total gate that came in on that particular event was a little over $4,000. Half of that goes back to the schools which gave up a home game. So we're going to take $2,000 roughly downstairs this morning. I have a meeting with Christina, and Bernie and I are going to go down and settle that whole thing. The other part of that is for the third year in a row, the Barre Granite Association showing appreciation for having this event. And as I hear all the time from sponsors keeping the lights on, they gave us a $2,000 donation. So net result of that weekend is a little over $4,000. But certainly does not count for, but I mean, Bernie and Paula and the rest of this group, they were inside the auditorium that weekend, probably what, 12, 14 hours for heaven's sake, when you put everything together. So very strong and sincere thank you to the two folks sitting at this table and the rest of the people that helped out. One of those rest of the people, Clark Hastings, really stepped forward. This is one of Tom's crew members and made himself very available to the folks. That's a little bit of a change, because there's been sometimes in years past, maintenance kind of runs away and hides in a closet, but they didn't do it this time. Clark was right, and it was right after his mom died, which was even more unbelievable. But I don't know, am I missing anything, Paul? Pretty good weekend. Local schools were involved with Spalding, U32, Montpelier, Williamstown, Twinfield, Hazen, People's Academy. It's a well thought of and spoken about in local high schools, the winter solstice that we've done for 3 years. And hopefully we'll be doing it a fourth year in January of next year. Am I missing anything?
I'd like to expand on the Barre Granite Association and their sponsorship. That he had mentioned that every year that we've done this, they've come up with $2,000 to help us out with this tournament, which is greatly appreciated. We have the front banner that's on the scoring table is a very big Barre Granite Association thing here that we have put up there and had up there for years. Our ball rack that we roll on the floor for every basketball game now. The very nice one, both ends of it say the Barre Granite Association. So we tried in all the ways that we can think of, and we've made opportunities for them to set up tables if they wanted to talk about the industry. But Mark Girardi and his gang very much support this project, this tournament, and everything else that goes on at the auditorium. Their first question to me always is, "Hey, what's going on at the auditorium? What else are we doing up there? Is it busy up there?" And things like that. Just like Jim said, everybody sponsors wants to see the lights on and things going on at the odd. And this is a nice thing that we do for area schools. And Jim might want to talk about what we got going on for a game in February.
February, we have two Division I teams coming in. Mount Mansfield boys and girls are returning, and their opponent on that particular night is BFA of St. Albans, way up in Franklin County. I'm a little bit skeptical as to what we'll have for crowd that night, but Mark Girardi, when he heard that we have two Division I schools, that seemed to put a little more fuel into his lantern that we've got Division I schools coming in. I'm still not pressing it, but I am pressing. I'd love to get, it won't happen this year, but I'd love to get a couple of schools from Chittenden County, CVU, SB, Rice, Burlington. I think that would be it would look pretty nice on the marquee. And I think we do a pretty good job of filling up the auditorium on that. Now, when I was in rehab, lying in bed, I closed a deal. I just could not believe it. I got Johnson Repair Shop on Websterville Road in Barre, wherever the hell that is. And it's I forgot to write the gentleman's name down. He took if this were the skating rink and the BOR, he took the two corners which have been vacant for about 3 or 4 years. That's not much. That's $500. That's how much those corners cost. And he's going to be there now for 3 years. So that's $1,500 extra dollars that floats down out of the BOR. And just the fact, I mean, I'm talking to him, I'm lying with my, the hell that thing is, not my 90, but whatever it is. And I'm talking to him and everything fell into place. And it was sort of a chuckle to myself that I could close the deal lying in bed. The not so good news is
Still trying to get that picture out of my head.
I thought he left here about 6 months. Peter, how the hell did he come back?
Hard to get rid
I know it. The not so good news, but it's going to keep me very busy. In the 2.5 months that I've been gone, I don't know how many, but there's a fair amount of sponsorship agreements that have expired. So one of I don't know when I'm going to come back, tell you the truth. I have sort of put on my phone, I'd like my first day back would be the 16th, which would be next week. But things aren't progressing as well as everyone was hoping they would. But the point is, there's quite a few banners, there's quite a few dashers that no longer have us. They have them. And I'm as sure as I'm sitting here, 95% of them will continue to their sponsorship because they like what's going on up here. A lot of good things. And as you drive by the marquee board, that thing is full of events all the time in the BOR and in the auditorium. But there's, as I wrote on my piece, there's a boat of sponsorship that I'm going to have to start contacting. I don't know if there's anything that you want to consider, but this is something that I've done just in the last couple of days at home. You've all seen the mats that we had over in the auditorium and how much they dress it up. We talked 2 or 3 months ago about the possibility of something like that happening in the BOR. Well, as of yesterday, I got a quote from a company out of Massachusetts that's around $1,900 that would say a similar mat, not made it the same product, because so many people walk in that. When you first come into the BOR, people are walking around there by the ticket booth with their skates on that cement floor. So I'm looking at the possibility of a mat similar to what the length of this table is, and it would say, "Welcome to the BOR ice rink," or whatever we think is appropriate. There's a possibility, what Bernie mentioned yesterday, that we have a sponsor for that. If you're putting up signs, do you still think a mat would look appropriate over in the, I mean, it would certainly dress it up when you walk in.
Yeah.
Are you doing a mat like a carpet, or are you gonna do rubber?
Walk-off mats like what we put over there, the auditorium, is what we should be looking at.
You don't think a rubber mat?
Well, you want to get it to wipe the salt and stuff off their feet.
Yeah.
We've thrown some out there to help alleviate that, but it should be something to scuff your feet off on.
Okay.
There's not many people that walk off the rubber mats that are there now with their skates on.
The mats over in the auditorium are a home run. I mean,
Yeah.
you speak to people and you walk in, you get that, boom, welcome to the auditorium. We'll have a sponsor. I have one in mind in Montpelier that I'm pretty sure would jump all over that.
Would they cover the whole cost?
Yeah, sure. They pick it up. They'd drop 2,000 in a heartbeat. I'm pretty sure they will.
And if that doesn't work, I think I've got one right here in town that
There you go.
would work too.
And if you haven't had a chance, thanks to Tom, finally, those 2 3x5 flags, the American and the Vermont flag that were on the walls over by the curtains of the stage, if you may, they're gone. And hanging on opposite sides of the wall in the auditorium with a very attractive and sizable American flag and a Vermont flag. And you've heard me speak about it so much. If I were to die tomorrow, I'd have my wake in the auditorium. It just looks so nice in there with the mats, with the new chairs, with the new flags. And obviously there's some partiality. I've spent too much focus on the odd. Now we'll look at the BOR and make that look as sharp as we can. But thank you for getting those flags. Nice job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Two things. You said you took 4,000 in at the gate and then 2,000 from the Granite Association. So you ended up, and you gave 2,000 back to the schools. So you ended up with 4,000 in your pocket, or am I missing?
Well,
Nothing?
in the city's pocket,
In
not
the
mine.
city. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have.
You only 500.
Hell, if it was in my pocket, I'd be in Jamaica right now, but,
With your walker, yes.
I knew that. Pardon me, Paul, I sure would happen if I came to this meeting.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't bring it up. I
Go to
think
Jamaica, you did.
it's over here in the corner somewhere.
And, okay,
Thought you
so
said
anyway,
two-
you got,
You said 2 things. You can't remember number 2. can
oh,
you?
yeah, I remember number 2. As a committee member, I'm willing to give you a discount for the rental of the auditorium for your wait.
You're all at this, bro.
What
No,
is
we're
number
not.
2? Do you have number 2 or not?
That was true.
Oh, okay.
You get a discount.
No, but seriously, for the winter solstice, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Just about every year, we're sending down to City Hall $2,000 net income. And then when the Barre Granite Association said, gee, we'll, that's all Bernie.
But you're
Working
gonna
with,
send 4 to City Hall or 2. I mean,
what?
We wait for the BGA's money to come back. We don't get that immediately.
oh, okay.
So it's a good event.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope this is an intelligent question, something not like that.
Yeah. About the basketball, I wasn't able to get there, but the rest of my family was there. But is there any? I was talking to a varsity basketball coach down in Bells Falls. He's like, what can we do to get there to play?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's an attorney. I know him.
He was there?
No, we were talking. It's just like, because you got a good young team, he's division. Yeah, and so
There too.
So I think these schools, there's an interest out there. Anybody gets a chance, especially if they think they're going to make it to the odd.
Yeah.
They would love. I mean, I think we could get as many high school teams as we wanted.
That would be the goal.
I mean, I think
That's a good and a tiny bit bad.
Right.
Because clearly, just some of the schools have been, Hazen Union and Hardwick have been coming here for 3 straight years.
Yeah.
They've got a really good program. Not only they come to the winter solstice, they come back and they play in the state tournament. Somebody like VFA or Fairfax is going to call the Principals Association. I'm just waiting for that to happen. And they're going to say, how come Hazen can play a game in the auditorium and we can't? Well, my answer to that is, of course you can. Just call us up.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bellows Falls down in Terrier. There's the Terriers. Have them come up and play St. Johnsbury. We're wide open until what? Not until after November next year.
Right.
But the more the merrier.
Yeah.
So we would never refuse anybody. If we can find if Bellows Falls wants to come up and they have an opponent, we'll give them a couple of 3 days and go for
I
it.
think the issue, you hit upon an issue. If I recall years ago, we had Twinfield playing Williamstown. We had some, and then there's complaints to VPA, and VPA shut down.
Well, we
Right.
last year.
Well, no, it wasn't games. There's a stipulation somewhere in the rules about the tournament that you can't play on a tournament designated floor, I think, up to 2 weeks before the tournament starts. You can have games, but you have to give up a home game.
But we shut that. I thought they got shut down because there was a lot of complaints back. This is
Well,
like 10 years ago.
That wasn't because
Was it?
of,
Okay.
John, the last 2 years, Twinfield and Williamstown have been the marquee game on Friday night.
yeah,
That's great.
So that was.
and they draw
Yeah,
pretty good.
And they draw,
But
yeah,
they don't have
I mean,
hockey, they don't have anything else. That's their
Yeah.
winter sport.
half of Williamstown and half of Plainfield are in the gym that Friday night.
they were, I remember when they were coming up here, my son was playing, and it's because the crowds are so big that neither school could host it.
Yeah.
Well, Williamstown went on their big.
Yeah, the other thing is giving up the home game. You have to decide how to do that in their schedule. But,
Yeah.
if they can't win an extra game, it's gonna be given up.
That's done in March and April when we start contacting.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a couple of changes. One school that's been coming for 3 years, we probably are not going to invite back next year. They're not competitive, either men or boys or girls. men or
Peoples.
teams. Huh?
Peoples?
They're, but it's a little bit political too, 'cause as you know, my hometown is Hardwick. Hazen comes back, but we kick people to the curb. There'll be a little
People's
complaining
is gonna have
about
some
that.
strong programs.
Huh?
Having played Peoples and youth, my son and my grandson, they have their 8th grade freshman class going up. Both boys and girls, very
Yeah.
strong, very strong.
Supposed to be good, yeah.
The difference there, Jim, you know as well as I do, is who runs the program.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron he's coaching those kids the
All
minute,
summer.
the minute they're born and they pick up a basketball.
Yeah.
They go through his system. It was the same thing with Williamstown when Jack Carrier was there. It's all in building your youth program.
Yeah, Peoples has done it. I used to say, the girls coach has built the youth program. He's now last year to go to the varsity program, so they're coming up.
Yeah.
With a stronger program.
I guess the piece that we've got is February 28th or 26th, I can't remember, it's when BFA and Mount Mansfield come in. That'd be interesting to see what we get for crowd that night, but that's still half of that revenue goes back to the home school.
That's a Monday night.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say,
What?
It's a holiday, right?
Yeah, it's President's Day. You're right. It's on President's Day.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the odd is that open for anyone to rent. I wouldn't
Right.
say just because they're not competitive, they wouldn't be able to play there.
They can, if they
Right,
want.
right.
But you have tournament, you wanna make sure that all teams are somewhat equivalent.
But they're not.
Oh, I see. Okay, for the
They're
tournament.
not renting, are they?
No, no.
You're holding the
There's a
game.
whole lot of different things there.
Yeah, right, no,
The athletic director over People Academy, no idea how to do that position.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for 3 straight years. So, and you know, we constantly send emails and they, when they come in here, you know, Helen Keller School for the Blind could probably beat them too. So, we're probably not gonna have them back.
Did we record that? By the way? We got that in the minutes?
Yeah, he needs to repeat it so that it can.
One more point I want to tell you all about.
We'll edit that out.
About the games is that when we got around to putting this all together, and one of the biggest headaches of this was, and to provide a real true product, was the concessions.
Oh, yeah.
And we asked everywhere. I mean, we went around trying to find somebody that would like to do that. And we finally got Travis Paquette, which I think a lot of people know him. And his AAU basketball gang came in and did just a beautiful job downstairs, from macaroni and cheese to nachos and they hit a home run. I'll tell you something, if there's somebody that made a lot of money that weekend, they're the ones that did. And they put it all back into their AAU basketball program. And it was really done well, and they want to come back. to do those kind of things. So I'm just saying it isn't just what we're doing with basketball. If anybody's got something going on in the odd, and our folks that we use for the basketball tournaments can't do it, these are the guys, they said, call us up again. They'd love to do it. So,
Nice.
Yep.
That's certainly getting a lot of momentum.
They fed the referees at the end of every game. That was a big bonus. I can tell you that.
Keep it full to the unions. Okay, so that all sounds great. You guys have done a heck of a job getting the basketball going here. Anything else for Jim? Jim, you got anything?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you. Tom, you got anything to staff report?
Both buildings are booked right out.
Yeah, good.
I mean, we've been short-staffed for the last 5 months. Joel's supposed to be coming back on Tuesday.
Oh, he's not. He's not.
He's not back yet, no.
You got shoulder surgery?
Didn't you
Yes.
miss like a whole month of physical therapy? That's what.
Yeah, they didn't even start him on physical therapy till about 3 weeks after his surgery. When I had mine, I was 3 days. So he's a little bit back, and then I think he had a full rotator tear, and his was a little more intense.
Yeah, he's kind of a pansy anyway.
Oh. Boy,
And,
What's your phone number here? We'll post it up on the screen here.
and I think given the fact that he does a manual labor job, and I'm not.
Oh, Jim, what's your number?
What?
What's your phone number?
So he should be back and up and he'll be light duty, but we'll have some more staffing. We did just add on a supplemental cleaner to help with some cleaning in the buildings
Yeah,
You
looks
get-
nice.
to get them caught up to where we want them.
Good.
Yeah. They're doing the weekly and the monthly stuff that we just can't get to.
I think Don was good. Sheltering all the.
Charlie, one more thing.
My wife and I made a dry run in here on Sunday just to see if I could get from the car to the office and so on and so forth. When I first came upstairs and saw this, the Roosevelt room and the other rooms with furnitures, I mean, flashback about 6 months ago. Walk up here 6 months ago and now do it today. It's such an improvement, and it's just, kudos to Michelle, I guess, who's been doing most of this work on this. But
Mhm.
I mean, we're in a meeting room finally.
Yes.
Yeah. it
Where
really-
did she find all this stuff?
I don't know.
Well, I saw her take apart those two rooms downstairs, where the storage rooms.
Oh yeah.
And she found pickleball nets and she found.
Clean those two rooms up?
She's cleaning those 2 rooms out. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. They
Yeah, she was here Sunday working.
Surprised the stuff you hid in there.
And there was a Stephanie Memorial storage room.
no, they're moving the medical supplies for the hospital are going underneath
Makes more sense.
over there underneath the stairs. She's gonna take these 2 rooms on this side.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna move the tables and stuff over to the big one on this side.
Good.
So then maybe we can get some additional.
Where do you find somebody to work that hard?
I don't know.
We were looking for a rec director for a while and we got one and she's been doing great work. So it's a good thing.
Real good job.
It's amazing if you keep on something like that, the improvements just.
She's had an intern working with her too, helping out.
Yeah,
So-
Maddie.
Yeah.
That's her.
So I got.
Full director for the summer.
For you, Tom, and I don't want to put you on the spot, and I also come from a spot that, customer's not always right. But I do want to talk about Rex Thompson, who was the MMA, guy. He threw some pretty volatile stuff out there on the social media or something.
Consider the source.
I know. And I just would like to just, I don't know the stores. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, he's the MMA, he brings the MMA shows in here. He posted a pretty volatile on Facebook or something, I don't know. He was very critical of the city manager, this facility. threw some stuff out and considered the source about, he was bringing in $100,000 to the city, and the city told him to pound sand, and he moved up to a much better facility in Essex, blah, blah, blah. I haven't talked to Nicholas about it. I haven't talked to you about it. Tracy was mentioned with the Barre partnership. I talked a little bit to her about it. She said, consider the source, or something similar. But I haven't heard what you know about it or what happened.
Before you go in, I mean, I will say consider the source, that's true, but also we at this table need to understand the situation to be able to talk to community members about it, because it's put out there on the web and people are reading it without context. And if I don't know to be able to respond to that, then that's when we have the issues. So considering the source is true, but
talk about this, and I can't be part of that. So
We're talking about the incident.
yeah, well, I can't. I just gotta recuse myself.
Fair enough.
Okay, the table.
Sorry, if we could just.
I didn't mean to.
And I agree with it. It's people's, people who read the internet, they don't care if it's true or not, it's out there. And they don't get the second side of it. So this guy's put some inflammatory crap out there. And if you could just address that.
I don't even know what happened, do you?
We had some, it's been a very difficult client for many, many, many years.
Yes.
Like, they schedule multiple events for the year. We don't get paid for the previous one until like Thursday before the next one on Saturday. We're just chasing the money for years, and it's been very difficult to work with. We got to the point where the police department refused to work. He had to go get people, the Windsor Sheriff's Department, to come up to do it. My staff had various run-ins with him over the years, and they refused to work those events. And it's just the event they had in September while I was out, I guess it got some seriously heated language between my staff and him. I come in on that following Monday. I started that following Monday, got back. I found one of the portable bleachers had been pulled sideways to use as a gate, which blocks a fire exit, which is a fire violation. The handicapped entrances weren't unlocked, weren't used because they didn't have enough people to cover doors, so they locked them. Mm-hmm. And then it just very volatile, and for the amount of money that we're bringing in, we decided it wasn't worth the.
When we get the money.
Yeah, when we get the money.
We forced them to either pay with cash or bank check.
It's always been.
And it was still much.
I can tell you that there's more things that he had to deal with. Things that got broken, things that got damaged while they were in this building like that, that we've also had to deal with too.
Yeah, we don't want just anyone up here, and if they don't treat the facilities and the people well, then that's, we don't want that.
See how long you last up in Berlin.
Yes. Jim?
Yeah, sorry, but are the coyotes, I understand that the coyote crowds are getting less and less and less. Are they coming back next year? Has anything been said about?
I haven't heard. I know they had some internal issues
Involving money.
Involving the management of it and stuff. So, we will see if they can come back. We'd like them to come back.
From what I've seen, though, their attendance is not good.
Oh, terrible.
Well, I've been to almost every one of the games, and they started off at about 800, quickly got down to 500. Last 4 games, they haven't had 100, I don't think, in here. It's the quality, the product that they're showing that they put on the floor it's nowhere near like the prostate.
Well, I came down, I stopped in one night come back from a basketball game, and they were kicking the snot out of whatever team they were playing. But I'm in better shape than half of the other team they were playing against.
Yeah, that was Helen Keller.
And
Well, Burlington just came up with a new,
Jim,
their
what's your
own
number?
version of an AVA team that they're gonna be playing in the new Burlington High School next year. This doesn't compete with this AVA team, they're two different divisions, but that certainly is going to take away from that
And-
product too.
And I don't know if it's the quality of basketball, because they were definitely having some issues with the quality of basketball.
So,
Or maybe the holidays and the fact that, have to fight a high school basketball going on. They started before the high school team started.
It's a tough draw to get people in. Spend their time coming into your
Yeah.
basketball.
And they're semi-pro.
Do we get
They've
paid
all
up-
got day jobs.
Do we get paid up front for them?
That is something that's dealing with the business office. I'm not.
We got burned by the frosties at the end,
Mhm.
thousands. So that's what.
Yeah, well, I heard that, and I have mentioned it to Anthony that, we have a little sour taste based on the last batch.
And that was a much better organization than this one.
Yeah.
So this,
I think they're new at it.
They're gonna lose them. Some money here or there or whatever.
Yeah.
You're in a business, I mean, try your best not to, but.
Okay, so we got, we're about 9:20, so we got a couple minutes left. Has anyone got anything just general to address here?
As usual.
Yes.
I just, are we gonna get any sort of a financial report on how the facilities are doing?
Yeah, we,
I mean, it sounds great that, everything's booked and so on and so forth and, staff, and, I mean, are we?
we peek at that periodically. We're due for something like that.
Okay.
We'll put that on, at my coming meetings at some point. Once the city do their budget.
We just had our facilities cut. We had our Congress yesterday. So,
How meetings and are they, we're not voting May?
May,
So that's
we start doing budget presentations, I believe the 27th.
The financial information should be available because assuming doing a budget projection, you're looking at this past year, so we should be able to get, and that process should be numbers for us to, data numbers for us to look at. So, yeah, I mean, it should be, you gotta know what last year was, right?
Yeah, I mean,
just ask Christina. It's something that Dawn had set up. It's, just a spreadsheet
For the-
Civic Center.
Civic Center, yeah.
Yeah.
She's sent it to us last meeting,
do we get one?
2 months ago.
They have the, just the DOR fund one that we get.
Yeah.
And then they have a more comprehensive one that we talked about a few months ago, like that. But a year end is a good time to address everything. It's the year end.
Year end is
What
the-
was it? I don't know that.
whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
but usually by the time the budget's time, they can get us at least up to May, so it's just, we're missing just 2 months, they can project, at least we can see what we brought in for.
Up to May.
Well, because the vote is in May, so put their budgets together, so whatever they can get us.
Well, I assume you're working on putting your budget together now or whatever.
Yeah, we're working on it now.
You got some figures and.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 6 months, not wait until May. I'm talking about like 6 months of the year or something. You must have something that you're working with or whatever. I mean, I don't know. And I don't recall that we got anything at the end of last year, in July or August or whatever, which would be after the end.
Let's see what the last one was. We got a pretty good comprehensive, spreadsheet, a few months ago. I'll see if I can find that.
Okay.
We got something. Yeah, we know. But we're due for another meeting.
Okay.
Okay, good. Anything else, guys?
I got one or two things just real quick. Sorry. Just about any events at the Odd with basketball and everything. When you guys meet, let me know so I can put it out on Facebook or whatever. The other thing is scheduling for the turf. So we had talked about in the past, there are a few events in May. From what I can tell on the calendar, it's May 6th to the 18th that the turf is not available. Does that sound accurate?
That's correct.
There's Witch Market, Town Meeting, and the Rotary.
Yes.
And how many of those are from, we're projecting that the Odd won't be available? Is any of the, or are those strictly, those are gonna be in the BOR?
Those are in the BOR because the odd is not
Right.
available.
All three of those?
All three of them.
Okay.
Well, no, excuse me, the Rotary was in there last year.
Okay.
We brought that one back. But we pulled the turf up to do the header repair.
What's the
Last
status
year.
of the highway show?
Haven't heard back.
Or you haven't heard
They,
back?
they've reached out a couple times. We haven't heard from them.
Are there any other times the turf would be pulled up on the schedule now? You know,
No.
between March to September or whatever.
As far as I know right now, that's the only time.
Okay.
And Michelle worked really hard to get those events in that time window.
Yeah. Just, you know, I'm on the BYSA lacrosse, I don't know, board, I guess, but they, you know, BYSA invested quite a bit of money in the turf. And if, you know, obviously this is a strange year with the odd and renovations and that not being available, so that takes away more time on the turf. But some coordination there to let them know ahead of time, hey, this is what we're thinking. Because that time is something that, you know, BYSA expected the turf to be down, and then they send an email, say, hey, you know, can we book this time? And they get it back, say, actually, the turf won't be there. That to them is saying, hey, you know, you invested all this money, but it doesn't matter. We're going to schedule what we want. And I understand that may be a bigger conversation, but I think sitting down with BYSA, what's the director's name?
Mike
Yeah.
Colbert.
Sitting down with him, just having a conversation about what that may look like every year.
Yeah.
2 years ago, it was the turf won't be pulled up for anything. You know, before last year it was, hey, we have this one or two shows. This year it's like, hey, the odd is being renovated, so we need to do this. That conversation every year is going to irritate the BYSA folks every year because they're going to say, hey, we invested money to buy this turf, you know, and led this initiative for the city. So I think they would just want some heads up at least, or some coordination to say, if we need to do town meeting in May, fine, but you know, can we push these other events to June? I don't know.
But if the renovation project doesn't happen this year, right?
Then you can go back in.
We could put
So the turf one has to be pulled up at all, right?
just for the Rotary, because they need that they like that big space where they can drive up and drop stuff off. Because they get tons of clothing. This is a huge event.
Yeah.
They used to have it over at Norwich. And
First year here, they did it in the basement for the odd.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They have to use the BOR. I mean, they can't keep it outside or whatever, like Jeff said. Point out.
no, because the clothing is dropped off on Saturday. Then it's sorted and and then it's picked up on Sunday.
Yeah, but they can't do that in the auditorium. I'm just like Jeff said. I don't know. I mean, I just.
Can't drive through.
It's
Well, you don't have to.
I don't know if it's big enough for them.
They can keep driving around the building. I don't know. I don't know how big it is.
I know they did it the first year they were here, they did it over there.
Okay, so that, to be determined, discussions on that, but it's a valid point.
When is that?
Communication is always important.
That is the
Month.
May.
Yeah, it's May 15th,
Yeah, it's like
17th.
the Wiccan fair is the 3rd, I believe. Mother's Day weekend. Then we have the town meeting vote that following Tuesday, and then this is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
May is pretty important.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Most of them are outside by that time.
yeah. It also depends on the weather, the condition of the field, and you know, rain delays or rainouts. Like if it's thunder or whatever else, you know,
Field are shaky.
if you could stay off the field on a certain day, it can really change, you know, the future of that field for the rest of the season.
So we're running out of time. Do you have anything else, or is that?
I just recommend, I think Mike will be reaching out to the city at some point to have a conversation about that.
So we didn't get to it. We gotta close this up, but Tracy Lewis, we had talked about having like some sort of mechanism that
people who use basketball come in, they can tell their stories and get like a compilation of all outside or players who come in here and talk about the odd and what a great experience it is. She did put something together. Next month we'll talk about that a little bit and get that going. But it was a way to reach out and get stories from individual players and coaches about using the facility, and then possibly get something on the website, kind of testimonials of, man, we went to the odd, it was great, that type of thing.
So Aaron Hill over at Hayden, who's the AD and the basketball coach, he thinks the auditorium is a cathedral.
Yeah.
So we gotta get him involved with that.
I think
we'll reach out to people and get that kind of story, but we'll talk about that.
well, that may be something I could just work with the tournament committee on, to get with them. I have the link and everything, so I could just chat with them between now and then.
Yeah, she has like a little QR, I think it's called a QR code that you can scan.
Tracy put it together, but yeah, she sent it to me, so we can work on it.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Okay, and anything else?
I just wanted to,
Okay.
sorry.
I just need the person.
Bernie, do you have the information for?
I can get it though. I think Jeff's got the actual information, but I can take care of getting it to her. And I'd like to see her in person anyway, so.
You write her name down?
I can write her name, but it's.
You probably
I don't know.
can't spell
Can I
it.
email
Paul.
it to you?
Sure. And then one last thing, you have something?
Yeah, I haven't been to BUR for a while, but I was watching a game on TV.
Yep.
And it's amazing how good those dasher boards look, how clean everything. I mean, it's just amazing how everything just looks very clean, neat, and at least from the video.
Yeah, presentation is big and.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the dashers look good. I mean, I think a bunch of those got redone, right, Jim? Dashers over
I'm
there.
sorry,
The dashers got redone, or all of them
Some of them.
at the BUR.
what?
Dashers, they got redone.
Done?
Yeah, redone. Some of them.
Oh, yeah, that's all, that's all done.
Yeah.
And part of my time here, I'm going right downstairs to see how many pets have come in. I would assume that half of them have, well, not half, but a certain percentage probably hasn't paid for that. So that's why Jimmy Mack will be dining for dollars next week.
You're not going out there to help.
No on the ice.
Not allowed to
They
leave
were,
the ball.
we scrubbed everything before the season.
Yeah, I know. Everything looked really good from the TV.
Things are looking good, so, that's anything else, I think we adjourn this, it's 9:32, so we'll see you, next time.
We go ahead on this format for the